All right, folks, continuing our caliber war series with my favorite bolt-action rifle cartridge. It's the 300 Winchester Magnum. 300 Winchester Magnum, it come about in the 60s. I wanted to say Winchester dropped it in 63. Basically, how do we get more power out of a 30 caliber cartridge? Parent case, the 375 Holland & Holland. You'll see that with a lot of Magnum cartridges. 375 Holland & Holland is very, very good host for that. The inside of it blown out. It was cut down a little bit shorter, neck down, take 30 caliber bullet. It is a belted cartridge, meaning just like 375 Holland & Holland. Obviously, you got your extract rim, and then you got a little belt to kind of stiffen it up. Me personally, I always like to shoot it with either 180 grain or 190 grain bullets. No secret, I'm a big fan of the Sierra Match King for just about all purposes in most calibers. 190 grain bullet, I was getting around 28, 29 out of it. But I have one particular 300 Win Mag that really, really liked the 180 grain ballistic silver tip from Winchester. It was a 180 grain bullet at 29.50. Now, I cooked up some hand loads for it, and I could get a 180 grain bullet up to about 32 conservatively with no pushed out primers or nothing like that. But looking at some other performance figures, it's not uncommon to get considerably more than that. These are just some factory loadings that I'm reading some information off of. Again, like most 30 caliber long action rifle cartridges, 150 to 220 grains. 220 grain Match King at 28.75. All right, I shot the 190 from Black Hills, which is a little bit lower loading. 200 grain partition at 3,000. 190 grain bullets, 31.17, which I would have loved to have got 3,100 out of those Match Kings. I'm sure if I'd have hand loaded with Match Kings, I could have done it. But normally, when I was hand loading for a 300 Win Mag, the bullet I used was the old M2 AP, the black tip bullet out of 30-06, and you load that over a healthy dose of powder. And I'm not putting that full load data out there because I know what that round can do, and I don't want the wrong people to get that and use it for what I decided I wanted to see if I could do just as an academic practice and for a rainy day. But yeah, that was devastating. I wouldn't hunt with it by no means, but it had other purposes. 180 grain bullets, like I said, I shot the ballistic silver tip at 29.50, but apparently you can get them with a boat tail at 3,200. And I know I loaded that ballistic silver tip up to about 3,200 with some hand loads a few times, and that was amazing on whitetail, which is about the biggest thing we can hunt around here. 150 grain bullets, 33 isn't out of the question. But for me, I stuck with the 180, 190. I liked it. I have one rifle that preferred the 180s, and the rest of them, when I've had a 300 Win Mag, it's all been 190 grain Sierra Match King. So I love the 300 Win Mag. It's a great cartridge if you ask me.